Hi everyone, welcome back to Rainbow Toast Studios. My name is Rainbow, and today we have another fantastic speed build, and we are continuing our rainforest area that we started last time. Last time we built this little rainforest lemur exhibit that was going to be the entrance of our rainforest area. And I literally just pressed play to get rid of the little sparkles around the stars because that was annoying. And we have, yeah, our little lemur exhibit over there. And I wanted to continue right next to our bison grassland exhibit over on the left. And I decided to do a black leopard exhibit because black leopards are very cool. There are a lot of very cool rainforest animals, but I wanted something nice and cool and metal. I was torn between the black leopard and the tiger. I don't think I'm going to do both of them because they are pretty similar. But I feel like I've done tiger a lot before, and the black leopards deserve some love also. I wanted to show you guys what their pelt looks like. We'll see it later. There's actually a lot of detail in their pelt for just being black leopards. If you see them up close, you can actually see that they do have spots like a normal leopard, but it's black on black, and you have to be right up next to it to be able to see it, which is also true in real life. And yeah, so that was the game being very true to life on that one. Love these hedges. Whenever my animals can use them, I like to throw them in as a little privacy hedge so people are not getting stuck right at the beginning of the enclosure. We have a little bit of fence so that they can't quite see just yet. They have to get past the lemurs a bit before they can see into the jaguar enclosure. And right now I'm kind of just free forming with the fence. Until I get inspiration, just kind of free form, just wing it. It's kind of the equivalent of like not sure what to draw, so you just kind of scribble until you like see something in the scribbles, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'll draw that. And yeah, just kind of making random shapes, because if you want to do the whole like grid exactly square thing, it can work, and there's a lot of great zoos that look like that. But you can also get a lot of good stuff just from improvising and throwing whatever in until you get some inspiration and tie it all together in a beautiful way, like you meant to do it that way. And I did want to make this kind of like an overlook, so the guest would be over a like ditched, if that's a proper term, enclosure, to where everything is a little bit lower. And of course, I wanted water because it's a rainforest. So, a lot of rain equals a lot of water, lots of rivers and stuff. Just makes sense. And I thought that little lowest area was perfect for it because also you'll encounter issues when you put in water of elevation, which we saw in my adventure building an elephant enclosure in my playthrough, where we worked on waterfalls, and waterfalls do not like to cooperate. The physics for elevation with water are a little janky. You just gotta work around it. So it was just a lot easier to put it down at the bottom, and it makes sense also that, rainwater, whatever water would collect at the lowest corner of the exhibit. And it's also something that zoos often do in real life, to have like a little moat in front of the fence. It just creates a little bit of distance between the guests and the animals, which I also did for my lemurs. And I really wanted that shelter, quote unquote. It's a shelter, but they just lay on top of it because it's cool. I like the idea of leopard just lying around on some big rocks, and it looks right. And I found that little space for it in the back. Everything worked out great. And yeah, just surrounded it with trees because we are going to put a lot of trees in this enclosure because it is a forest. I reiterate again. And no real pattern to it, just kind of like mixing whatever. Trees look good. I wanted to put the rock in the water, but it was messing with the elevation as water and objects do, because they need the square that you put them in has to be all the same elevation, so they will alter the elevation around them. The trees do that a little bit, but it actually works really well so that it kind of layers the environment. So you have like steps going up a little bit in certain places, and then it's more smoothed out, like in this little area in the middle. I didn't want to get this massive, um, that turned out to be a little bit too tall. It just didn't look super right. Um, but yeah, getting different sorts of trees mixed in, and of course put a ton of foliage on the ground, decorating it up. I'm pretty sure the rainforest would be like absolutely covered. Like there would not be this many open grass spaces, but we'll leave some space. We'll leave some space. Threw a prey dummy in there because guests love prey dummies, and the leopards obviously do too. They get something to attack. The guests can see something attacking something without it being another animal. And yeah, change the tropical rail fence, which I love, but I wanted it to match my lemur fence. And they look good, those types of fences. Threw in a little tiny ball that's not obtrusive. It's like the huge pink ball, super fun, but like it messes with the flow of things. I decided to put a carcass in. I was kind of on the fence about it. It's very expensive, but you know, we are billionaires with unlimited funds, so might as well. I'm pretty sure the guests like it, probably. I haven't verified that, don't take my word for it, but it's probably educational. Threw in my gates, and important note about the gates, the zookeepers will not be able to get into the enclosure if you do not have smooth elevation going up to the gate. So I just put the zookeeper inside, and he can either be able to get out or not. So he won't have trouble getting in if he can't get out. And just unpaused it to see, to make sure that the space was okay, just in case before I add another one, because I did want a breeding pair. So I wanted to see if I could fit both a male and female in this type of enclosure. If I couldn't, I think I just would have left it with one leopard. It's fine. I don't want to take up too much space for one animal because I am running low on space. As you could see, we are in the corner already, and I want to fit in a few more animals into our rainforest area, and then possibly a little extra. Yeah, so I'm really happy with how this looks, how stepped it is, the different elevations, the foliage, everything looks pretty cool. Beautiful water graphics, amazing. That's probably why it's a little laggy, but you know, we tolerate it. It's a 2008/2004 game. He's gonna come out. Oh, this is our opportunity to see their fur. Look at that. I hope you guys see that. You can actually see their little spots, and they are very shiny and beautiful. And we also have a little breeze going through the flowers that is beautiful. There's our horses over there making a lot of noise. Hello, leopard. We never gave them names. We haven't been keeping up with that. So, yeah, we had a wolf try to escape, and just went and corrected that real quick. But then right after, bison tried to escape also. I think the issue with that one though is actually the fence. The wolf was a glitch, but I did not check to see if that hedge fence was okay for bison. So I'm thinking now it's probably that. And the bison, when I picked it up, had really bad stats, and they kept complaining that they were hungry and all that. So I threw in a bunch of hay and water dishes because for whatever reason they didn't want the water troughs. They were being complicated babies. So did that. And then even after I threw them in, they weren't going for it, so I had to delete a bunch of the troughs so they wouldn't try to do that. And then he started eating the hay off the floor, so we go back to our building. Oh yeah, we are building in the dark. I didn't really think about it. There's no mode to like move it easily from light to dark. It's just the day night cycle, and I didn't want to wait for the day to come back around. Also, wasn't really thinking about it because it gradually gets darker and darker. But I know right now it's like a stark difference. Like, oh, it's night now. But yeah, it's gonna stay like this until the end of the video. I hope that's okay. It's just a little bit darker. But at the end, the sun comes up. It's a beautiful symbolic. It's a beautiful symbolic ending to my build. We're actually finishing with the sidewalk stuff because funny story, I recorded the first part of this, and I was like, okay, it's done. When I finished and put the animals in and everything, but definitely not the case because I did not do the sidewalk stuff, and I was wondering, should I do the sidewalk stuff with another enclosure? Because I don't know how my enclosures are going to connect yet, how much space I have to use. But no, we are doing this now because they need their donation box and such. And I wanted to have some kind of space for something the guests could use, and one of the few rainforest themed things we have, because we have not unlocked rainforest themed things, which I think are unlocked via awards in the game and not via campaign, which sucks. But yeah, this is what we have for now, and I wanted it to absolutely be rainforest themed, so we have that. And of course, threw a bunch of trees around it. Wherever I can fit trees in this part of the zoo, I am throwing them in. And a little fern here and there. And of course, finish up with the terrain. What else do we throw in there past rainbow? Right, music rock. Because everyone loves a music rock. Even though they're super obnoxious, they love dancing to it. It's the ultimate entertainment for your guests, so just put it everywhere. Even if it's kind of annoying when you go down there. We'll see that later. And lastly, a little binocular thing. Because I usually do that when I have an enclosure that's lower than the guests. It's just nice that they're able to see far into the enclosure. So we're back at the entrance. Look at the lemurs. That's what we did last time if you want to check it out. We have a little map and such. Little stream thing. And that caveman, okay, that caveman comes with a story, okay? He's an Easter egg. Because if you get like an iceberg thing for Tundra, I don't know which DLC it comes with, but if you get an iceberg, part of it slowly thaws and he comes out of it and he just stays in your zoo, and it's great. Okay, yeah, checking out the little bouncy house. And finally, here is our final view at the leopard enclosure. I'm pretty happy with this, especially for something, I mean, all of them are just winging it. All of them are improvised, I was going to say, especially for something improvised, but you know, it's my usual. I can barely talk over the music rock. See, I told you. But see, we have a beautiful sunrise, and we have a leopard climbing on the rock in the back that is amazing. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this build. I had fun building it, and I think it turned out super great. Join me next time on the next speed build or adventure or whatever we get ourselves into, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye! Hey there, it's your girl Rainbow. I'd really appreciate a like or checking out my other videos. Bye!